Hello everyone, welcome to another episode with Rusubiri. Marriage isn't just about rings or vows or the ceremonies, occasions, the happily ever after. Marriage is sweet but can be bitter. It is deep but can be messy. And a lot of people are unprepared for what marriage really takes, it is really all about, which is not good at all. Today, I'm not giving you guys fairy tales. I'm not here to talk about fantasies. I'm here to say the truth. Brutalities about marriage. The kind that no one is going to tell you about before you say, I do. So stay tuned as we dive in what we have for today's episode. But before I begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also like and comment on my videos as well. To all those that have been commenting and subscribing, thank you so much for that. So what are the brutalities about marriage? What are the raw truths about marriage? It's the kind that no one is going to tell you before you get married. Number one, love is not enough. Yes, it is not. You can love someone and still feel lost. Love without respect, without effort, without alignment can never be sustainable. Love is needed in marriage. Primarily, it is very much needed. But love alone can never be enough. There are times in marriage when you will feel alone, even when you're in the same room with your partner. Yes, it's possible. Marriage is not a cure for loneliness. That is why you should not marry for the wrong reasons. You should not you should not get married because you're now feeling lonely. No, you marry for the right reasons. Because if you marry with the mentality that marriage is a cure for loneliness, there will come a time in marriage that you will actually see. It's possible that you can experience that marriage can actually amplify loneliness. What are the ways that marriage can amplify loneliness? Communication breakdown. There are times when there can be poor communication between you and your partner that can cause loneliness. Yes. Unmet expectations can also cause loneliness in marriage. Even when you're with your partner, you had so much fantasy and fairy tale about marriage. There was a lot of things that you expected from your partner. And when you finally got married, you now realize that those things you expected, you're not seeing them. It can make you feel lonely. Yes. Sometimes there are some unnecessary things you should not expect, especially fantasies. Depression can also cause loneliness in marriage. Anxiety as well can also cause loneliness in marriage. There are so many things that can cause loneliness in marriage, even when you're with your partner. In marriage, intimacy will shift. There will come a time over the years in marriage when intimacy will no longer be as wild and passionate as it used to be when your marriage was still fresh and new. When you guys were still the latest couple in town. There will come a time when all those things will no longer be as it used to be. Yes. Because when life gets in the way, there will come a time when intimacy will be something you have to intentionally create. It will just be as if you just feel it. You just be seeing, it's something that you just begin to notice over the years. It happens a lot. In marriage, you will not always like each other. Yes, there are days when your partner's habits, their mood, their silence, their character will get to you, will make you angry, will make you feel like you no longer like your partner anymore. But my dear, it doesn't mean that it's over. It is just a phase. But how you handle those, things, those characters from your partner during that phase will determine a lot in your marriage. But just know there are times when that's your love, the apple of your eyes, the person that causes the butterflies in your tummy, the person that makes your heart race. There will come a time when, little misunderstandings can make you feel like you hate your partner. Not like you hate your partner, but there are those days, the bad days, when such things happen, when your partner will annoy you so much, you feel like you hate the person. Just understand that those times come in marriage. Marriage is a daily commitment. Marriage is not a one-time vow. It is the occasion, the wedding day, the shutdown party. Wedding party, that is one day. That one is just one day. Everybody knows that. But after all that show, after all the celebration, after all the party, the main thing, you see, the relationship, the marriage itself, that is a forever work. In marriage, fights will happen. In fact, fights should happen because disagreements are actually healthy. But you see, avoiding conflict, that is what will actually build resentment in that marriage. You don't avoid conflict. You maintain peace in your marriage. You actually misunderstand each other in that marriage for you to communicate and now understand each other. You don't avoid conflict by silent treatment, by ignoring your partner, by ignoring a problem that you know that is in your marriage. No, you address that problem so that you can enjoy true peace. But when you put up silent treatment and you feel like you're trying to avoid problem from your partner, you're trying to maintain peace, that is not a way of maintaining peace. Silent treatment is not maintaining peace. So instead of the silent treatment, instead of avoiding your partner in the name of avoiding conflict, address that problem so that you don't end up building resentment in your marriage. In marriage, you will both change. Yes. Because no one remains the same. After getting married, over the years, there will be changes in your life, in that of your partner as well. That is why marriage is all about learning how to grow together. Learning to grow together, not learning to grow apart. So let that change be mutual. And let that change help the both of you to grow together, not apart. Marriage can get boring. Yes, because with all the repetition, the routines, the responsibilities, it can affect the spark in your marriage. It happens over the years. It can. That is why you have to intentionally create new memories. That is why you need to understand that it is a forever work. You have to keep working. You have to keep doing things that will help you maintain that marriage. If not, you will lose the spark in your marriage. Bottled up frustrations can become landmines in marriage. Yes. You see, whatever it is that you don't see, it cannot go away. In fact, it actually becomes louder in silence. If there is anything that your partner does to you, maybe your partner does something that you do not like or hurts you in any way, instead of bottling things up, instead of holding grudges against your partner, it is better for you to say it. Open up. Tell your partner you did not like that thing. Say it so that you can let it off your mind, so that you can let it off your heart. Because if you decide to keep it to yourself, that thing that you keep building up, the grudges and everything, can become a bomb one day. One day it will just explode out of your mind. So if you really want to forgive your partner, you want to forget about something, say it out, let it out of your mind so that it doesn't affect your marriage negatively one day. Forgiveness becomes a lifestyle in marriage because you will both hurt each other, but you will need grace again and again and again in marriage. In fact, there are times when, over the years, there will come a time when, before your partner even does something, you have already forgiven him or her because you already know the person. You have come to know and understand your partner. You have come to accept your partner's personality. So now you have done that, you know your partner so well that he or she is capable of doing making such a mistake and apologizing later on. That is why you need that grace to always forgive. There will be times when your partner will hurt you, and you have to learn to forgive. That is why you have to have that understanding that you need to forgive your partner every day. Do not go to bed without forgiving your partner any day. Physical attraction will fluctuate in marriage. You see, looks, they change. Seasons shift in marriage. But you see, true connection requires deeper eyes. That is why you should not marry for the wrong reason. For example, someone that married his or her partner just for looks, like the only thing you like in that your partner is their look. Even that person has bad character that you know that you cannot tolerate, but you decided to overlook those things just for their looks. What of when it comes to those times when looks change? What will you do? Because nothing lasts forever. So do not get married for the wrong reason. Looks are good. It is good to have an attractive partner. A partner that is very, very beautiful or handsome. It is very, very good. Everybody loves good things. Yes, but it should not be your main focus. There should be other things about that person's personality that should be your reason for getting married to that, not just the looks. Marry for the right reason. Money will test your unity in that marriage. You see financial stress, debts, spending styles. It can expose the cracks if you're not aligned. So you see money. If you don't handle financial issues very well in your marriage, it can cause a lot of damage. There will come a time when you and your partner will have issues because of money. No matter how rich or poor you are, there are times like that. Just know it. It will help you to understand things in a better way. It will help you to be prepared to deal with those times if you have the understanding that money can actually test your unity in that marriage. You need to know and understand that you cannot be everything to each other in that marriage. You think marriage is easy? Go and ask the married ones. They will explain to you. You cannot meet all your partner's emotional needs. All. You can't. That is why friendship, self-work, independence, and understanding matters a lot in marriage. In marriage, sometimes you are the problem. You can be the problem in marriage. Yes. It is not always your partner that is at fault whenever you guys have misunderstandings. No. Do not have that mindset. In fact, growth starts with you looking at yourself, taking a good look at yourself in the mirror. When you guys have issues, sometimes look at it in various dimensions and check if you're the problem. Because if you have this mindset that whenever you guys have issues, it is always your partner, then you can never solve issues properly in your marriage. Your partner is always at fault in everything, in every misunderstanding you guys have. My dear, it's not right. Sometimes you ask yourself and check if you're the problem. It is very important. It will save you a lot of stress and further misunderstandings in marriage. Family drama does not magically disappear. As you married your partner, you married their people. You married their expectations. You married their drama. You married their baggage, everything. Every family has family drama. Yes. So you will always see it. The thing is that it's all about how you handle it, how you package yourself and your family. There is no family that doesn't have family drama. In fact, any family that you know that doesn't have family drama, it's because you don't know about that drama. It's not that they don't have, but you don't know about it. That is why you feel that they don't have family drama. So, such misunderstandings among siblings, among family, it's normal. Just know it in marriage. Your triggers will surface in marriage. You know, marriage brings out that part of you that you thought is no longer there. That part of you that you thought has healed. Your triggers can bring it out back. Marriage can Marriage can bring about growth, but sometimes it can bring discomfort as well. When those triggers surface, even if it's your partner or your children or your in-laws that is causing those things, it's all about how you handle those triggers when they come. That is what matters a lot. Another very important raw truth I would love to share is that divorce isn't always failure. I'm sorry to say this, but some marriages are not meant to last. It is bitter, but it is the truth. There can come a time in marriage when choosing peace over pain can be the bravest thing you ever do. Nobody prays for divorce. I'm not wishing anybody divorce, but it happens. In fact, it is all over the society in this generation. Romance fades in marriage if you stop trying. That is why marriage is hard work. It's a forever work. All the surprises, the dates, the romantic gestures, it matters a lot. It is when it stops that you know that it truly matters a lot. If you don't fuel the fire in your marriage, it will die out. So what is the key to a happy marriage? Be intentional about everything in your mind. Be intentional about the love, the care, the gestures, respect, everything. Be intentional about doing it in your marriage. Another raw truth that is very important in marriage is there can come a time when you will be attracted to someone else that is not your partner in marriage. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're abnormal. It's not right, but it doesn't make you abnormal. I mean, you're human anyway. But what is your boundaries and your choice? Whatever decision you make out of such strange feelings will make or mar your marriage. So just be careful. Make the right choice. And finally, for today's episode, the final raw truth I'll be sharing with you guys is there can be times when you want to leave. There will be moments when you begin to have doubts about your marriage, doubts about your partner. It happens. What really matters is choosing to stay, choosing to walk through that problem, choosing to grow with your partner, to overcome whatever issue, whatever problem facing the both of you in that marriage. That is what really matters. And that is where your real story begins in that marriage. Marriage is beautiful. It is not perfect. It is not easy. Definitely not easy. Go and ask the married people. And also, it is not automatic. Marriage is all about choosing each other in hard moments. It's all about growing through the silence. It's also about showing up for each other, even when it is easier for you not to do so. If you're married, or you're thinking about getting married, or you're healing from it, I hope today's video helped you to see the full picture. If today's video gave you something to really think about, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more real conversations on love, relationship, and marriage. And finally, what is one truth about marriage that you have learned the hard way? Let's talk about it in the comment section. I'll be waiting for your answers in the comment section. Thank you so much for that. So that is all for today. See you in my next episode.